The system has worked well here for 100 years. Why must we destroy everything in our path simply for the sake of change?
I'm not sure that's a true representation of the case.
Exactly. There are many benefits to be had from the plan.
But benefits for whom?
Goodness. I thought I was here to be lectured by a united group, not to witness a battle royal.
Oh, don't you enjoy a good fight?
I'm not sure I do, really.
My mother-in-law has a certain myopia when it comes to anyone else's point of view.
On the contrary, I have a clarity of vision that allows me to resist a housemaid's trap of sentimentality.
Your enthusiasm is getting the better of your manners.
Can't we stop this beastly row?
How I wish we could.
Because I'm so sorry.
Thomas, on his left side.
Give me the napkins.
I'll call the ambulance.
Keep him warm. Take my coat.
What is it?
His ulcer has burst.
What? Will he be all right?
We must get him to hospital as quickly as we can.
I'm here, darling. Don't worry, I'm here.
If this is it, just know I have loved you very, very much.
This isn't it, darling. We won't let this be it.
Here's some water.
No, no water. Just keep him steady until the ambulance arrives. All right, all right.
No, I don't agree, and I don't care who knows it. Well, the Black and Tans are there to restore order, are they? Why don't they just murder the entire population, and then you wouldn't hear a squeak out of any of them?
Is there any way to shut him up?
If I knew how to control him, he wouldn't be here in the first place.
Are you interested in Irish politics, Lord Newton?
Well, I was only just saying that I thought that...
He's interested in Irish repression, like all of you.
Look, old chap, of course this stuff matters a great deal to you.
Yes, it does matter. This stuff. It matters a very great deal.
What's so funny?
Nothing. I'm just enjoying this vivid display of Irish character.
Please, Tom. We don't need to wear everyone out.
Why? What's the matter? Am I not being polite enough?
Wait a minute, this was down to you, wasn't it?
I don't know what you mean.
Yes, you do. I saw you. You put something in his drink, didn't you? Just before we came in.
That's not true, is it, Larry? What a beastly thing to do.
Oh, come on, Edith. That's not like you. You could always take a joke.
A bully's defence. Listen, everyone, Mr. Gray has given my brother-in-law something to make him appear drunk.
Could it be drink?
No, not drink, some horrible pill. Sybil, take him upstairs.
Il ne manque que ça.
Tom has been the victim of a cruel prank, which I know you will all be kind enough to forget.
Forgive, perhaps. Forget, never.
Is this true, Larry?
I don't know why you're all getting so hot under the collar. He's only a grubby little chauffeur chap.
Be silent this instant, sir.
I apologize for my son, Mr. Branson, unreservedly. I only hope you recover before the wedding.
I hope so too, since I want him to be my best man.
Bravo. Well said.
Do you really mean it?
Honestly.
I've told you before, if we're mad enough to take on the Crawley girls, we have to stick together.
Oh, thank you, Matthew. Thank you so much.
I've been hearing about Edith's plan. How marvellous of her.
If you ask me, it's absolutely crackers. But Cora seems pleased.
What idea is this?
Edith has taken in a motherless child and is giving her a home here.
I should have thought an orphan rather than an uncomfortable piece of baggage for an unmarried woman.
You mean a man might not want to take the child on?
Well, I wouldn't.
Rose, have you written to your mother about Mr. Aldrich?
I have now.
And will she approve?
Don't be disappointing, Aunt Violet, please.
I promise you we both know a difference in religion is a big thing.
Quite right. How would you bring up any children, for example? Children? When did this happen?
I'm talking hypothetically. The fact is, most marriages that fail founder for precisely this kind of reason. An irreconcilable difference.
Or maybe they just don't get on.
No, I'd agree with Larry. It's usually more than that.
Yeah, it might be different beliefs or different nationalities or a huge age gap. In the end, they cannot see eye to eye.
I don't see what you're getting at.
You mean to marry Mrs. Crawley here? Well, she seems very nice, and I wish you both every happiness.
Thank you.
But that doesn't prevent me from seeing that the wide disparity in class and background may prove your undoing.
What did you say?
Only that Mrs. Crawley, a decent middle-class woman with neither birth nor fortune, is expecting to fill our mother's shoes as one of the leaders of the county. Is she capable of it? Or will her inevitable failure prove a source of misery to them both?
You know Mrs. Crawley's late son was my heir.
What does that prove? Everyone has distant cousins who are fairly odd.
How dare you? Will you go, Larry? I had to make excuses for your rudeness the last time you sat at this table. It is tiring to think I shall be called upon to do so again.
I know the choice of in-laws is eccentric in this family. You already boast a chauffeur, and soon you can claim a Jew, but even so...
Why don't you just get out, you bastard?
And suddenly we've slipped into a foreign tongue.
Well, if that is how you feel...
I do not endorse Tom's language, but that is certainly how we all feel.
Then, Lady Grantham, goodbye. And thank you for a delightful evening.
What did you imagine? That we would welcome you with open arms?
I wonder whether I might have some wine.
You've not had any. Stowe, what's the matter with you? What the devil's going on? Rachel, explain this.
Explain what?
Why am I not being given anything decent to eat?
I don't know. Stowe?
It was your lordship's order. What are you talking about? What is the matter with you tonight?
Mr. Daunt left a note for the cook saying you'd asked...
I never said a thing to Daunt. And why are you so rude to Mr. Branson?
Really, there's no need
The cook told me you had requested simple...
Stowe, someone's played a joke on us. And when you got the note, did it look like Daunt's writing?
I never saw the note. And obviously, Mrs. Brennan is not familiar...
What? Do you dare to use the word obviously when you contradict me? Now take this away, fetch me some dinner, and conduct yourself more professionally in the future. And bring that back, you stupid fool.
How are your lessons going?
What's this?
Miss Bunting is giving instruction to Mrs. Patmore's undercook.
Oh, yes, I heard about that.
You sound as if you don't approve.
I approve, as long as you're not making her unsettled.
You don't know her name, do you?
Sarah, please.
Of course he does. Daisy.
Well, he knows it now.
I knew it before. And from what I've been told, it sounds as if you're upsetting her and Mrs. Patmore.
I think you should drop this.
Why don't you send for her? Bring Daisy in and ask her yourself.
I'm sure she's too busy.
I doubt she's too busy to answer a summons from you.
We don't want to embarrass her.
Carson?
This is the busiest time of the day, my lord. Maybe it'd be better...
No. Fetch her. And ask Mrs. Patmore to come up as well.
Very good, my lord.
Your father may regret this.
Is something wrong with the dinner, my lord?
Not at all. No, we apologise, Mrs. Patmore, for interfering with your duties in this strange and inconsiderate way.
Mrs. Patmore, Carson tells me you feel Daisy's lessons have disturbed the peace of the kitchen.
Did you say that? I don't know what I said. I was upset about that other business.
I wondered if it were true. Daisy?
Well, I'm sorry if I've made trouble downstairs.
Well, you haven't. Not really.
But I must say this, my lord. Miss Bunting here has opened my eyes to a world of knowledge I knew nothing of. Maybe I'll stay a cook all my life, but I have choices now. Interests, facts at my fingertips, and I'd never have had any of that if she hadn't come here to teach me.
Brava. Well said.
Quite a testimonial.
May we go, my lord? Only we've still got the pudding and the savouries.
Of course. Thank you. Obviously, the lessons have proved successful. I'm pleased to hear it.
Are you, Lord Grantham?
Oh, for heaven's sake, let it go. You've proved your point.
Have I, though? All I've proved is that Lord Grantham would like us serfs to stay in our allotted place from cradle to grave.
There is only one thing I would like, and that I would like passionately. It is to see you leave this house and never come back.
Happy now?
I gather you went to hear the Liberal candidate today.
There were several speakers, actually. He was the last.
Did he speak well?
I thought so.
But there was quite a brouhaha.
You know what these things can be like.
I do. Which is why I am astonished you should not feel it necessary to ask my permission to attend. I assume this was Branson's scheme.
No.
I confess I was amused at the idea of an Irish radical for a chauffeur, but I see now I've been naive.
I told Branson to take Sybil.
What are you saying?
Sybil needed to go to Ripon. I asked Branson to drive her. I thought it would be sensible. In case there was trouble. I want to do some canvassing. The by-election isn't far off.
Canvassing?
Oh, it's quite safe. You're in a group and you knock on doors.
Yes, I know what canvassing is.
I think that Sybil is...
What? Are you canvassing too? Or would you rather take in washing?
I was only going to say that Sybil is entitled to her opinions.
No. She isn't until she is married. Then her husband will tell her what her opinions are.
Oh, Granny.
I knew you wouldn't approve.
Which presumably is why you all hid your plans from me.